everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Wayward Stitcher here, but you can call me Ashley if you'd like. I don't think I've ever mentioned that in my videos before, but it's on my Instagram, I think. So you can call me Wayward or you can call me Ashley. I will go by either. Happy June. It's been a while. I know I said in my last video that I was going to keep things frequent and that I wasn't going to disappear again for a long time, but life happens, we all know it, and we're still dealing with COVID. I live in Ontario and it's like the worst here. It's bad. We keep getting lockdown after lockdown after lockdown, and it's just getting exhausting at this point. Our case numbers right now are really good, and I'm booked for my vaccine this coming Wednesday. My first shot, not my second shot, my first one. My boyfriend already has his vaccine. His daughter is likely going to get her vaccine very soon as well, and then my mom is fully vaccinated and my dad is half vaccinated, so we're well on our way to being immunized. So yeah, that's where that stands. Thankfully nobody in my house has really suffered from any side effects of the vaccine, just basically being tired and having a sore arm as far as things have gone with my family and my boyfriend. So hopefully, knock on wood, that I am the same. However, I was smart and booked my vaccine appointment for after work, so that if I start feeling horrible afterwards or the next morning, I can easily just tell my boss, like, hey, the vaccine's making me feel like crap, I'm not going to come to work today. So yeah, so we'll hopefully, like I said, fingers crossed that I take the vaccine well and I don't have any of the nasty side effects. But I think I'm getting the Pfizer vaccine. I'm not 100% sure. I think my boyfriend got Pfizer, and my dad got AstraZeneca, so before they pulled the vaccine. So hopefully, you know, nothing happens with that down the road. I'm sure he'll be fine, but yeah. And what other news do I have aside from vaccine status? We're moving. My boyfriend, myself, and his daughter just recently got our own place, like 2 days ago. And we're moving in August 1st, so yay for that. It's just an apartment, a small apartment, but yeah, we're getting out on our own and that should be fun. So we move August 1st, and that's gonna keep us busy for a while, I think. Yeah, and I think in the future I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on my downtime being stitchy related, because I'm going to need that, I think, amidst all the packing and everything else. But yeah, so that's where we're sitting right now. We're moving, and we're on our way to being vaccinated, and I'm doing really well otherwise. I just miss my horses like a lot. I haven't been to the farm since before Christmas. COVID's had that place like locked down since, yeah, before Christmas, and I haven't been able to get out there to volunteer or to see the horses or anything, so it's been kind of sad, but hopefully soon. I think we're finally kind of on the mend with reopening and everything, fingers crossed. So hopefully maybe before winter again I can get out there and volunteer, or at least go and see the horses and spend some time with them, kind of thing. I just don't think with moving and everything else that I'm going to be able to afford riding lessons anymore, so that's the thing, but we'll deal with it. But yeah, so that's what's been up with me lately. Yeah, I guess we should get back into the stitching. Sorry, my cat is like laying here having a bath, so I just wanted to watch her for a minute. We're actually taking 2 of the cats with us when we move. Faith and Angel, if you've met them, they are both coming with us. Angel is currently positioned on her favorite shelf, and Faith is having a bath. So yes, they will be coming with us, and yeah, hopefully they can adjust to a new living space just as well as we do. So yeah, let's get started with the stitching. And I am like terribly sorry for the glare on my glasses. I don't know why that is happening, but Like, I think all of us that wear glasses struggle with this at some point. Okay, so my first, I have a bunch of, I say a bunch, but like for me that's a bunch of finishes. And one FFO. So one of these was a new start turned in, no, two of these are new starts turned into finishes. And there's the third cat. Be nice. Be nice. They will start fighting. I just kind of have to keep an eye on it. If you hear growling, I am sorry, but Angel does not like to share the shelf with any other cats. Anyway, so, yeah, 2 are new starts that turn into finishes, and then 2 are projects that you guys have seen before. Faith, stop. Be nice to your brother. Angel, relax. Getting ready to... Oh. You're mean. You are such a bully. Loki jumps up on the shelf, smacks Angel in the face, and just, he's a jerk. See, now he's got his prize. He has his prize, and Angel is going to go sulk. Okay, so my first finish is from the Just Cross Stitch 2020 ornament issue, or the Christmas ornament issue. It's by Turquoise Graphics and Designs. It's called Joy. So this is what it was supposed to look like. And then this is my version. I never finished the backstitching. I didn't like it. But I'm very proud of the tiny little finish that I have, and I think it's very cute. I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet, but I'll think of something. Yeah, probably just like a little flat foldy type ornament thing. But yeah, this stitched up in like an afternoon. It didn't take me long at all. Actually, I think it took me like 2 days, 2 evenings to stitch that. And the next one is my Orchid Intrigue, which you guys saw last time. That was like half done, but I was missing floss for. My friend Diane was a lifesaver and sent me the floss that I needed for this project, so I could finish it. And here it is. Isn't it a beauty? I think it turned out extremely well. You might be able to tell, and you might not be able to tell, but because the threads were 2 different dye lots, the red color in the threads that she gave me is more pinky than it is red. And it shows in some spots, and some spots, you know, you wouldn't really notice. My fan's on, that's why it's like blowing this all over the place. It's extremely hot here right now. It's like 32 degrees outside. We are dying. But yeah, I'm very proud of this little project. It turned out very nice, and it was fun to stitch. There was points where it was a little tricky to stitch, but we got there in the end, and it's beautiful. And I am in love with it. These types of things are not generally my aesthetic, but like, I really enjoyed stitching this, so I think I might, you know, lend myself to trying to do more projects like this. And the next finish is from the Just Cross Stitch 2016 Halloween issue, from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Trick or Treat Pals. Cute little finish there. Yeah, I had fun with this one. This one took longer than I thought it was going to take. There was one point I had stitched some. This star I had stitched too far one way, and then I just was so frustrated, and then I didn't want to stitch it, and then, yeah, but you know what? It's funny. It took me forever to realize that this girl here is wearing a wolf head. You see that? With the little eyes and everything? It's a wolf. I don't know what I thought it was the first time I looked at it, but I did not think it was a wolf. So a wolf and a mummy hanging out together on Halloween. It's adorable. So I'm very proud of that finish. And like those 2 stitches that I just showed you were just done on 14 count white Aida. And this was stitched on 18 count Most Sale fabric that was unnamed. The same fabric that I had stitched Gigi on a couple years ago. Just the 18 count. Faith, you're gonna bathe yourself on my cross stitch, really? That's rude and disgusting. And then my final finish is my FFO. So, let's straighten that out a little bit. Can you guys guess what my FFO might be? I'll give you a couple seconds to think about it. This one was one of my harder cross stitches to do. And the reason for that is there's a lot of tiny stitches, like petite stitches, and there was a buttload of back stitching, but it really made it worth it in the end, because this is my scarecrow. This is Trick or Treat by Lena Lawson Needle Arts. Isn't he amazing? I just love the way my camera makes it look so bright. The colors look so bright. Here I'll bring him in a little closer so you guys can see the details. Look at that back stitching though, really? So I framed him myself without glass, as you can tell, just because I kind of didn't want glass. That's about as good as it gets. I think he's going to be fine. He might get a little hair on him from time to time, but you know what? That's what like tweezers and all that kind of stuff are for. He'll be fine. Once he's hanging on the wall, he's hardly going to see cat hair. But he's going to hang on our wall or whatever in our new apartment, and I think he's going to look great there. The walls in our apartment are kind of like a gray, so almost like this blue that my wall is, but like more gray. So it's kind of like that color tone. So I think he's going to look really nice hung up in my apartment, or in our apartment. I might even hang him in our bedroom and he can be there all year round. I don't care. Is there anyone else out there that frames their stitching, even if it's like Halloween or whatever, and just hangs it all year round? Please tell me you do, because I don't want to seem like a weirdo for doing that. But yeah, I'm very proud of him. He is like one of my favorite finishes, to be completely honest. Yeah, I can't get over him. He's amazing. Okay, so I guess I'll go with whips, and then new starts, and then haul. So from my last video, you guys will remember Canadian Beauty. This lovely, lovely lady. And I don't know what it is about my camera that does it. The camera on my new phone hates red. Just hates it. It wants to make it like super bright and like neon, like, or whatever. I don't even know. But I swear to you, the colors on her are not this vibrant. They're not this bright and out there. It's just the way my camera reacts to red for some reason. So that's her. And you guys saw her last time, but this time she is, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see her 1/1 skin on her face I started. Now, this was a chart redesign that I did myself. If you can tell, I put shimmer in her eyeshadow. That was not charted to be like that. I decided that I wanted her to have a little bit of extra bling, and that's what I did. She has bling in her eyeshadow. And there's the pretty little flowers and her 1/1 skin on her hand, which makes it look super dainty and adorable. And then I also started working on this part here. That was basically an entire day of stitching at work. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, when I was awake and couldn't sleep, I got up and stitched my butt off. And then we got down here to where the loon is. Now, funny story. I thought that that was a goose, a Canadian goose, and not a loon. I was so wrong, and my boyfriend pointed it out, and yeah. I felt kind of silly afterwards, because I was like, oh wow, I'm a Canadian, I should know the difference between a loon and a goose. Clearly I don't. But yeah, so Canadian Beauty, I'm really enjoying her. She needs to be finished by September. Or Christmas. Because the lady that I'm doing it for, her birthday is in September. But because we're moving and things are going to get a little crazy, I might not be able to finish her by then. So I think Christmas might be my next best option. I think that's just a little more fair to myself to say I don't have to, you know, stretch myself for 3 months to try to get it done. Because I'm a slow stitcher, and I know there's a lot of people out there that could finish a Joan Elliott in like a month, and like, I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all needles must be on fire. But I'm not a stitch. I don't stitch like that anymore. I used to be able to stitch for hours and hours and hours and hours, and I just don't have the attention span for it anymore for whatever reason. I can sit for like 20 minutes at a time stitch, and that's about it. Okay, my next WIP, you guys probably didn't, I don't think you saw it in my last video, and there may or may not actually be progress. I can't remember. I didn't go 2 videos back. I just went 1. But this wasn't done. This is almost a year old, this project. I have the start date on the back of the paper, which says July 2nd. Goldfinch and Lilacs. There's some progress done on this one. And here we are. So I don't think I had both of the birds done the last time you guys saw it. And yeah, they're looking very beautiful. I love them. They are cute. I'm working on some of the lilac over here. That's where I was working the last time I was working on this. So yeah, very good. We're almost, we're getting there. I'd say I'm about halfway done with that one. And now I just really wish my attention span could come back, because I really don't like the fact that I can only stitch for 20 minutes at a time and then I get bored, or I just lose focus or whatever. Anyway, does anybody have any tips for that, by the way? Because like I stitch and then somehow I allow myself to get distracted by like my phone or the TV. Like, what do you guys do? What do you guys do to force yourself to sit down and stitch for like an hour or 2 hours at a time? How do you go about that? Because sometimes when I want to sit down and I want to stitch and I want to do something on my own, I feel guilty about separating myself from the rest of my family to have me time. I struggle with that a lot. It really makes me feel guilty, and I know I shouldn't feel guilty about needing some time to myself. But how do you guys deal with it? How do you guys handle allowing yourself some separation from your family to do your own thing? Because I struggle with it a lot. And I would really appreciate some tips. You know, maybe some things that help you relax while you're stitching or whatever the case is. That'd be great. Also, what I really like doing is video chatting with people while I stitch. That keeps me motivated too. So if anybody out there ever is interested in doing like a video chat, like a hangout kind of a thing, message me, because I love that stuff. Okay, so the next WIP is actually a Haid, which I haven't worked on in like a really long time. I haven't worked on a Haid period in a really long time. But it's my mini Equinox by Bench Schlick. Isn't she gorgeous? The last time you guys saw her, I don't think I really had that much done on her. I only had like 2 columns done. There's a lot more done than the last time you saw her. I promise you. I promise you. See? It's almost a half a page, I think. So the bottom of the page is here, and then the other side of the page is like here. So, yeah, she's coming along. You can see her face coming in there. Her nose looks, because of the way that the way the stitches have gone, her nose looks like super pointy. But it's just the shadow from her nostril, I think, that makes it look like her nose is like super tiny and pointy. I just noticed that. It's so funny. Anyway, I was really enjoying her when I was working on her, and Pattern Keeper is a lifesaver. I think I might have mentioned that before, but it really is. If I didn't have Pattern Keeper, I couldn't stitch Haids the way I stitch them now. And then last but not least, for WIPs, I saved the best for last, or the biggest for last. It's the big bitch. Epic Pokemon. Oh yes. So as you guys saw last time, I did not have the second page finished. I finished off the second page and I started on like the other 2.5 pages on the other side. Just the other night, I've been trying to do this 100 stitches a day challenge in a Discord server, and I put, like yesterday I didn't make it, but because I was just too busy and way too tired. But yes, the day before yesterday I put 100 stitches into Articuno, 100 even, and that was without even trying. I just picked a color and went nuts. But yeah, and this grime guard, this lovely Elsa grime guard, is compliments of my boyfriend. He made it for me a couple months back when I said I wanted a grime guard for my big Pokemon. And we went to Walmart and we picked up some fabric and he did his best. It works. It's big enough for this 11 by 17 or something. Not 11 by 17, it's gotta be 8 by 17, I think. Yeah, he did a really good job. It's not perfect, but it does the job. But this is looking really great. It looks really great on camera. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing on camera. I was having a lot of fun with this, and I really do want to get back to it. I might, you know, I really want to invest in a better Q-snap. This one's really old and was given to me by someone. But I think what I want to do is invest in buying actual replacements so that I have a more firm. These snaps are probably really old and have shrunken and etc. etc. So yeah, I think I want to invest in a better Q-snap for it. But that's Epic Pokemon. Alrighty. So like I said, it's only been 6 months, but I've gotten shit done. Alright, for me anyway, that's a lot. The next thing that, so now we're on to new starts, and the next project that I am going to show you guys is one of my projects that I started from the haul from last video. I actually, started little, what was his name? Webster. Little Webster. I started him up. Doesn't he look just cute? He doesn't really look much like a spider at the moment, but I mean, he kind of does. But I have I think two or three more colors to put around the edge, and then it's just the beads and the back stitching, and then I'm done. So he'll be quick whenever I actually get to stitching him. He'll be quick to finish up. And my next whip, or I guess my next new start, I always somehow manage to mess that up. My next new start is a project I got from Needleminder Lair on Etsy. This pattern is no longer sold in her store. I think because of popularity issues and stuff like that. But I was able to private message her and ask if I could still purchase it anyways, and she said yes. Which is the Bucky Barnes cross stitch that's to go with my Captain America. The glare is like super terrible and I am so sorry. Anyways, that's Bucky, and I started him. I started on the first page. Well, actually, I worked all the way across the top of the pattern, and then I worked on the first page. So, where did we go with the tablet? Oh, there you are. Silly thing. So, here we are with Bucky. I got, so all the way across the top, and then I started working down the side of his face with his hair. So I did a lot of 310. There's some green in the corner there. It's hard to see, but yeah, I was really enjoying this for a long time. So hopefully I can get back to doing it soon and put some more work into it. It's fun when you can use Pattern Keeper and stitch one color at a time. It makes things so easy. So easy. Okay. The next new start is my second big project, my Mirabilia Aphrodite Mermaid, the beautiful blue lady. Excuse me. this is currently where I am at her on her. So not too far. I'll bring this in a bit so you can see the colors. I got some Kranic in there. At the time, I only had a couple of colors that I could use to start her with. So I only stitched what colors I had. But yeah, that's my start on my Aphrodite Mermaid. And I'm looking really forward to stitching on her more because her colors are super gorgeous. And I'm really interested to see what that lamb braid does from Petite Treasure Braid. Because that was some interesting thread. And then my next new start is actually part of some haul that I actually purchased yesterday. Maybe some of you might be familiar with her. Her Etsy is AbbieSueDesigns. And I bought Sailor Venus. She has these lovely faceless figures, and I like, even though they don't have faces, I still think they're beautiful. I've seen a couple stitched up. I've seen Sailor Jupiter stitched up. I've seen Scarlet Witch done. She has done a Scarlet Witch. She has like a bunch of Disney princess ones. They are amazing, and I like want all of them now for some reason. But I started her yesterday, and this is how far I got. Not too far, but far enough. And this is just being stitched on a 16 count like slate gray type colored Aida. I don't really know the name of the fabric, and just like my fabric for Aphrodite Mermaid, which I failed to mention, the Aphrodite Mermaid fabric was a purchase from the LNS in London, which doesn't have a name. Well, I'm sure it has a name, I just don't know what it is, because when I purchased it, I forgot to ask them to label it for me. And I'm pretty sure it's a 32 count Lugana. But yeah, so that's it for my new starts. And so now we'll move into haul, which is actually quite big for me. So back when I made a purchase from Stitch It Central, I basically made a purchase for fabric for my Northern Expressions Needleworks Shades of Blue. And I bought a piece of 18 count Aida, which I thought was going to work for it, and it's in this blue color, right? I don't know if it's going to work. I honestly don't. I'm afraid to try it. What do you guys think? Maybe I can take it out of the bag so you can see it a little better without the glare. It's just like a very light, it's like, it's not really sky blue, but it's like the next best thing to sky blue. It's a very nice light blue color. I just don't know whether it's going to be the right size or like the right type of color for that kind of thing. Let me know in the comments below because I would really appreciate some input. Anyways, but with that purchase, I went ahead and bought some Classic Colorworks threads because I don't have any. And I would like to have some in my stash just for, you know, I like to have hand-dyeds in my stash just for any time I, like my Lord of the Rings one. I don't know if you guys remember that one that I did. I switched out the letters. So instead of like a solid color, I stitched the letters, like the words, all in a hand-dyed fabric or a hand-dyed floss, which is what I'm hoping to do here with these colors at some point. So these are Classic Colorworks. This is really tealy. Isn't this nice? So I got 2 skeins of that. And then I also purchased 2 skeins of Frosty. So those are pretty nice colors. We'll see what happens with them. I don't know if I'll ever use them, but I'm hoping that in the near future that I can start to be able to afford to buy some, you know, different fabrics and different threads and can try different things. And then also with that shipment, I had to purchase a pattern, of course. And so the pattern I purchased was a Joan Elliott, big shocker, the Winter Geisha. Because she's stunning and blue and a geisha. which are like, you know, two of my favorite things combined in one. I just love her. So very looking forward to stitching her when the time comes. The next bit of haul, I actually was on Amazon looking for this kit for a while. I would find it and then it would be gone, and then I would find it and then it would be gone, and I would be constantly humming and hawing about whether or not I should buy it, whether I would really want to spend the money. But I finally caved and I found it on Amazon and I bought it anyway. Silent Flight by Dimensions. Super bad glare, I apologize. There we go, that's a little better. Want to stitch this for the boyfriend at some point. Probably not anytime in the near future, but hopefully I can start it soon, maybe next year, and work on that for him for next Christmas. And with that, because y'all know patterns should not be shipped by themselves, I bought Wild Horse by Dimensions as well, which, you know, obviously my love of horses is a very strong thing, and this horse reminds me of the horse that I do my riding lessons on, Blizzard. Again, I think I linked this last time, but if you guys are interested, my non-cross-stitching Instagram and my horse-related Instagram is ashleys.riding.adventures on Instagram, and I'll tag that below in the box if you guys are interested in looking there. And yeah, this just reminded me of her so much. I have a lot of good memories of Blizzard. You know, she was the horse that I rode my first little competition on. I learned to canter on her. I learned to trot on her. So she brings a lot of memories, good memories for me. And so to be able to stitch this in her memory is going to be really great. And I'll have this to kind of help, you know, put with any of the things that, you know, my ribbons and stuff from Hope Haven and from my competition and our pictures together, and I can keep that all together and put it in a special spot to always be able to remember that by. So I think this is great, because there's not enough horse patterns out there, people. Not enough horse patterns. Okay, and then my next purchases were more AbbieSueDesigns from Etsy. Of course, I bought Sailor Venus, so I had to go ahead and buy the rest of the Sailor Senshi. So I bought Mercury, Sailor Moon, Sailor Jupiter, and Sailor Mars. Now, the one I was really wishing that she had was Mini Moon, but at the current moment she said that she's thinking about doing the other Sailor Scouts, but right now there isn't like a big plan to do them. So hopefully in the future we'll see those, and when they do come out, I'm going to be snatching them up, believe me. So that's that for haul that I purchased. Now I also have some haul that is gifts from my friend that sent me the threads to save me from trashing Orchid Intrigue. She sent me 2 skeins of Fall by Most Sale to save my Orchid Intrigue piece, but she also sent me a bunch of patterns. Some of these patterns are part of a set, but these other ones are just kind of like whatever. But I also don't know much about these. Like, I've seen them, obviously. There's a lot of you out there that do these patterns, but I don't know enough about them myself to be educated and say this is just a one-off or it's part of a series. I don't know. So I've got the Prairie Schooler Bump in the Night. Nice little Halloween piece. It's not normally my aesthetic, but I'm willing to try it. And then we've got some Waxing Moon Designs Halloween House Trio. And this one, I just realized, sorry, there we go. Just realized that I tried to make this video before, but I noticed that these have like charms on them. She obviously didn't send the charms or any threads or anything like that, but I don't think these are things that you necessarily need to put the charms on. You could leave them off if you really wanted to. I think here, instead of putting the charm here, you could stitch another bat and it would be fine. So yeah, I have that as well. And then last but not least, she was, oh my gosh, I can't even believe this. In my last video, I mentioned to you guys that I had bought one Lizzie Kate from the thrift store, and I was like over the moon about it because Lizzie Kate obviously is no longer making charts. You know, her charts are still sold, but she doesn't make any anymore, I think. And so I was really happy to get my hands on these. She sent me the entire set of Christmas rules. So we've got Follow Law and Honor Traditions. Give Santa cookies and no pouting. Give more, welcome friends. Listen for reindeer, hang mistletoe. Keep schedule light and share your toys. And be kind and treasure family. And then the whole piece looks like this on the back. And then from what I understand, I thought when she sent this to me, I was like freaking out going like, where's this piece? This piece is missing. The top piece, the most important piece is missing. Where do I get it? Like, where is it? And she's like, oh, you download it on our website. I'm like, oh, like, okay. So, you know, crisis averted, but yeah, that'll be fun. And I think what I might do is just, I'm not sure if I really want to put this as a whole piece or if I want to, stitch them as littles and put them, you know, make them into things and then I could display them all at Christmas time kind of thing. I'm not sure yet. I got lots of time to think about it, but I'm really excited to have this in my stash. Yeah, they'll be cute. And I think some of these also have little treasures and stuff like that that can be added. But I'm sure there's ways of making substitutions or being able to find the pieces that I might need on like 1, 2, 3 stitch or something. But yeah, that concludes my video. Lots of haul, lots of stitching. Like, I'm super excited about everything that I've managed to get done. I honestly didn't think that in 6 months I could get that much done. But I did. And it's crazy. But yeah, I'm hoping that now I can literally do this again in 2 weeks or in a month and stick to it. Like I said, we're going to be moving, so, you know, stitching might not be as, you know, I might not have as much time for stitching because we're going to be busy packing and moving and everything, but hopefully I can have some good progress done on some more of these projects and really have some more to show you guys the next time I see you. Maybe have some more new starts, maybe have some more finishes. We'll have to see how it goes. I'll play it by ear. Yeah, before I go, I'll show you. Somebody has made himself quite at home from booting his sister off of there. He's such a bully. Yeah, hopefully he can live here okay all by himself. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for me. And hopefully, like I said, I'll see you guys again in like 2, maybe 3 weeks, and I'll have more to show you. Bye.